Once upon a time, there lived a king who had everything, but still, he was not happy. He had a big palace, many servants, delicious food, and more gold than anyone in the kingdom. But in his heart, something was missing. One morning, the king was walking in his garden. The sun was shining. The air was fresh, but he still felt sad. Suddenly, he heard someone singing. The voice was soft and full of joy. He followed the sound. It was a servant. He was sweeping the ground with a smile on his face. His clothes were old. His shoes were broken, but he looked very happy. The king watched him for some time. Then he walked up and asked, "Why are you so happy?" The servant bowed and said, "Your Majesty, I don't have much, but I have a small house, warm food, and a loving family. That's enough for me. I feel lucky." The king didn't say anything. He just nodded and walked away. All day, the king kept thinking about the servant's words. How can a poor man be so happy? And why am I, the king, not happy? That evening, the king spoke to his wise advisor. He told him everything. The advisor listened carefully, then smiled and said, "Your Majesty, if you truly want to understand, do exactly what I say, and then watch what happens." The king was confused, but he trusted the advisor. That night, the king's guards quietly left a heavy bag at the servant's door. The next morning, the servant saw the bag. He looked around. No one was there. He ran inside and opened it. Gold. He shouted with joy. His hands shook as he counted the coins. He counted again and again. Each time, 99. Wait, only 99, he thought. Why would someone give 99? Maybe one coin is missing. He searched the whole house. He looked under the bed, behind the doors, even in the garden. But he couldn't find the last coin. He sat down, thinking hard. If I earn just one more coin, I will have 100. Then I'll be complete. From that day, the servant changed. He stopped singing. He worked harder than ever. Woke up early. Came home late. He was tired and angry most of the time. He didn't smile at his children anymore. He scolded his wife for small things. He was not happy like before. Days later, the king saw him again. But this time, the man's face was full of worry. He was running from one job to another, not a single smile. The king called his advisor again. "What happened to him?" he asked. "He was so happy before." The advisor looked at the king and said softly, "Your Majesty, this is what happens when people stop being content with what they have. They start chasing more and more, thinking that just one more thing will make them happy forever. But that one more thing never ends. They forget to enjoy what they already have. And in chasing more, they lose their peace." The king sat quietly, thinking deeply. He had just seen the truth with his own eyes. So, my dear friends, this story teaches us more important lesson for our life. Happiness doesn't come from having everything. It comes from being thankful for what we already have. When we start thinking, just one more thing, and I'll be happy, we lose the joy that was already in our hands. Don't let the chase for more steal your peace, your love, and your life. Sometimes, what you have today is already enough. Until next time, stay safe.